Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello to everyone. And that is really, I think, a tremendous story how Ukraine synchronized with EU grids. And we were preparing from 2017, and it was a big road which we done before. But the interesting thing that we were planned in 2022, we're supposed to have 2 isolation mode for 3 days in isolation. Then this year, in autumn, we're supposed to be synchronized as a part of energy system over here. And to do this, we're supposed to disconnect for these 3 days in winter and summer from Russia and Belarus grids. And I was really surprised when in December, the Russians and Belarusian confirmed our isolation mode for 3 days in 23 of February. At that time, really, I was shocked because it was something strange that Russia agreed Ukraine to disconnect from Russia to become a part of European energy system in isolation mode. And now I understand why, because on the 23rd of February, the full-scale invasion started. So they know what they did, before. So they know the dates. And the plan was to capture the Kiev in 3 days. So 3 days we are in isolation. Then they come to Kiev in their thoughts and dreams and help us to reconnect back to Russia. And it would be some kind of probably celebration, what they expected, I think. But of course, it was really challenging issue. And we were disconnected at night 4 hours before the war started. And of course, when any energy system which is in isolation, it's rather vulnerable, and especially when you need to maintain the frequency, it's quite difficult from the technical point of view. And but we were quite sure that we never be connect back, and we made a decision that so we were supposed to work 3 days and then connect back to Russian and Belarusian grids. But we passed the decision that we would be in isolation as much as needed. And I might say that it takes us 21 days in isolation, and on 16th of March, Ukraine become a part of European energy system. We're synchronized with European energy grids. And it happens because of the strong support which we receive from all of our partners. I can count how many talks we have, how many times we discuss how it's better, how to do it quickly. And that is all as United States, Europe, the commissioner, all partners said, we with you, we would speed up this process. And I think that is really a historical thing for us, for Ukraine, and that is also very important from the point of view of security for our system. And then the war is continue, and we start export electricity to Europe. And that is also a very challenging issue that for us, even during the war, so we managed to export electricity to Europe. And I think that these attacks on the energy infrastructure, which started from the 10th of October, and we were living under this, still living under these attacks, everyday attacks, which are some massive, some not massive, hundreds of missiles at once, or like drones, 10 drones, 20 drones at once, or a mix of missile and drones, artillery. It happens every day now. But this is why they start attack our energy system. Of course they want blackout, of course they want to freeze us, of course they want to deprive of supply of heating, water, electricity. But I think that one of the reasons is that we become a part of European energy grids, and that we become export electricity to Europe to help save on Russian gas and coal. And they see this, and they understand that they need to target our energy system. the good thing, which I said to my colleagues and to friends, that it's probably it's very rare possibility to personally be here. I mean, or in any events. Usually, it's the best possibility is to speak online. But why today I have the chance to be here? Because 3 weeks Ukrainian energy system without any deficit, we supply electricity 100% to all consumers in the country. And that is our answer to these attacks. That is our answer to these missiles, hundreds of missiles, drones, everything they use. And I think that that is the question of what we should do for the future. Because during these attacks, I can tell you a figure that something around 50% of all energy system, when we are talking about production, generation facilities, transmission stations, were hit during these attacks. And of course, we rethink a lot of, even in our energy strategies, which we prepare and which exist. So we understand that a lot of things should be rethinking due to the situation which we already face during this horrible attacks. That is terrorist attacks, in fact, because they have nothing close to, that's not a battlefield. So that is attacks which the goal of these attacks to make people suffer, to make Ukrainians sit without electricity, live without water, without heating, and especially during the winter. And very important issue that we understand that we see a lot of decisions which could help us, our energy system, to withstand in the future. First of all, and that is the issue of decentralization of generation. Ukraine had very, very good nuclear industry, so the nuclear company produced more than 55% of all electricity in the country. But what we see in these attacks, that when they attack the lines, and for instance, we have the generation facility, nuclear station, mostly on the west part of Ukraine, they can produce, but we cannot transmit this electricity to the center where there is deficit of generation. And the decentralization of generation facility is one of the main tasks for us to do it as quickly as we can, especially now we are talking about the next winter. And that is absolutely quick decision from the point of view how to realize, because Ukraine has very good gas pipe system all around Ukraine, cover all the country, and we could do this very quickly. Another issue, what is also very important, despite not only we're talking about the gas turbine, but turbines, we also understand that the renewables is the quick answer, which should be realized as quickly as we can, because that is the issue of decentralization. So we achieve this goal if we let's say install more renewables. And from the other side, that is also very important from the military threat, that it's very difficult even from let's say military targets to target so many station renewables if they are all around the country. And that is also quite quick solution could be for us. Of course, we understand that we need to rebuild better, and we want to build better. We do not want to rebuild as it was. And we should take the military threats. We should understand that even after our victory, we still have this neighbor, and we need to protect our energy system. We need to build more safe system of transmission. So it means that it should take all the possible risks. And of course, that is short-term plans, but we need to realize it before the next winter. And in the future, in fact, we see the mix of generation in Ukraine that is half nuclear and half renewables. And that is really very important from many perspectives. I mean, first of all, military and of course the perspective to maintain the system. We already saw during these attacks, what decision help us to withstand. One more issue, and I will finish that. This is the issue of nuclear. I mentioned this, but after Zaporizhzhia is still under occupation, and by the way, night from 3rd to 4th of March is 1 year of occupation of Zaporizhzhia and PP. They captured station at this night. We should get rid of Russians in nuclear sector. In civilized world, they cannot be present as a part of business in nuclear. They destroy everything. They destroy all 7 pillars of nuclear safety and security. They destroy all the civilized world achieved, all conventions, all agreements achieved from the nuclear safety and security issues. And I think that is very important. And I might tell you that we are, even before the full-scale invasion, we already diverse supply of fuel thanks to our American partners. So we have very strong cooperation with Westinghouse, and we really want to increase this cooperation as much, and we did it already. But very important is to let's say to send a message to Russians that they cannot be on civilized market when they break everything what was achieved in nuclear safety and security. So thank you very much.
Thank you.